Okay, let's talk about the Opalite music video because there's truly so much, and this is one of my favorite music videos that she's ever made, honestly. It's really frustrating that this was only available on premium services for the first 2 days because I've been wrestling with trying to get decent quality images for you guys, so I'm really sorry if any of these pictures that I show you are not that high of quality. I'm also trying to make videos available on other platforms as well so that people who have left this app are able to see them. So bear with me while I deal with the learning curve of trying to record these on my computer versus my phone. Blurry images aside, we have to talk about the parallels between Opalite and Bejeweled because it's crazy how many parallels there are, including this awesome graphic, which truthfully, I'm not sure who originally created it. Please tag yourself if it was you. But we already were talking about the similarities between the bejeweled arch with the flowers at the end of the music video where they're taking pictures and the arch of the engagement photos. We now have added to all of that more photos taken under a backdrop arch of floral flowers. And in this one, we even have the same urns that they had in the engagement photos. The parallels are strikingly similar, and you could maybe have called it coincidence if it was just the Bejeweled music video, but she heard us talking about that and then chose to put it in another music video. Almost identical. It's intentional. We also have the scene of her playing with the fortune teller with the rock. Sorry again for the terrible quality image. Blame Tay Capitalist. On the fortune teller, there are 4 different stones. It says onyx and opalite, which are 2 stones that are listed in the lyrics of Opalite. But it also says sapphire and moonstone, which are lyrics from Bejeweled. So again, we have another parallel. The plot of the Bejeweled music video ends with Taylor competing in a competition where she's performing and has to perform for judges, and Queen Pat is impressed. But in Opalite, it also ends with her performing in some sort of dance or performance competition for judges, but this time the judges are not impressed and they all give her scores of 0. Comparing and contrasting these 2 parallel plot points and also where Taylor is in her life right now is very interesting to see the way that she's told these 2 separate but similar stories. During the Midnight's era, she was performing for the Eras Tour and she was dancing around all of her dancers, so she's alone with all of her dancers on stage. Midnight's also took itself very seriously, rightfully so. It still was taking place within the story within the story. It's still part of the dream. She's also working really hard to gain the approval of the audience or the judges. So Queen Pat, which many times we've discussed is possibly the patriarchy, is impressed by her performance during the Eras era and the Midnight's era. During the Life of a Showgirl era and the Opalite music video, it's a lot more dorky. It comes across like Napoleon Dynamite or The Routine from Friends, and it's just her and the male partner, this time being represented by Travis, who she's currently engaged to. So right now they are doing their dance. And this time we've kind of been taken out of the story and are seeing it more from a satirical lens. She's making fun of herself as the pop star during that era. And she's talking about the life of a showgirl. And she's showing how she and her male partner are dancing on stage together wearing glittery masks and glittery jumpsuits for this performance. And then the audience doesn't score them well. The judges don't score them well. And if you think about the response that came from the Life of a Showgirl, that's representative of how it came across. Everyone loved Midnights, and it made Taylor the super cool, most popular pop star in the world alongside the Eras Tour. And yet, Life of a Showgirl, everyone has a hard time swallowing this comedic, silly, dorky version of her, which many of us see as the more true version of Taylor. Now, there's obviously nuance to this because the backlash to Life of a Showgirl was kind of mixed. Some people were saying that she was too cringe and uncool in songs like Eldest Daughter, and some people were saying that she was a mean girl or too cool in songs like Actually Romantic, and even Would, you could fall under those lines to some degree. And so it's very interesting to see the way that she plays with these two halves of herself, which we on the performance artler side of the fandom have been talking about forever. She's been referencing these two halves of herself, the more dorkier or nerdy version of herself, and the cooler version of herself, that is the more popular version of herself, since all the way back from the very beginning in You Belong With Me. And I don't think it's an accident that, of course, we see her in brown hair again in this music video. We have yet another Bejeweled parallel with Taylor wearing this golden clamshell bracelet. There's a lot to be said about the jewelry that she's wearing here, including the fact that I think the ring on her middle finger is a real opal ring, and the necklace that she's wearing is an opalite heart. We also, I'm sure you've seen lots of people talking about the butterflies and how that could possibly be referencing Debut, but this golden clamshell bracelet is reminiscent of the golden clamshell pocket watch that Taylor gets at the very beginning of the Bejeweled music video. It also reminds me of the Karma clamshell that Ice Spice sits in, where she's holding the pearl. It also looks like the clamshells at the bottom of her little glass performance cage that she's in the Willow music video as well. And with I Spice holding the pearl, it's also interesting because we just got the Opalite vinyl that was a pearlescent vinyl. And we only got one other pearlescent vinyl in the rollout of Life of a Showgirl, and that was in the set of the Tiny Bubbles and Champagne edition that came out the day before Taylor and Travis's engagement. I know as I continue to watch this a million more times and get the better quality video on YouTube, I'm going to have so much more to say. So make sure you're following along and let me know if you found any other parallels to Bejeweled or other music videos that I didn't mention here. And thank you for watching.